I grow impatient for our love. Life alone. I grow impatient for our love. Life alone.
What's going on? What's going on with y'all? We in for another episode. This might be our most controversial episode. I want to warn y'all real early. It's your boy, it's your host, Mr. Smooth. Tap in, lock in, like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. We appreciate everybody in the building right now. We appreciate everybody. New episode. We got a special guest. You know, the one and only, the conservative black commentator, philosopher, founder of the Meta Association. This guy right here, he might not like this comparison, but as far as the controversial side, he's kind of on the political Charleston White type of vibe. You know, he's real radical. He's real heavy on what he believes in. You know, he got a good purpose. He serves a good purpose. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people call him out his name. A lot of people say he's against his own people. But we're going to break it down. We're going to introduce him to the audience, get his life story, everything he's involved in at the moment. Then we're going to touch on a lot of the controversial topics and cases going on today. So let's give it up for the one and only George P. Brooks.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
How are you, man? How you doing? I appreciate you coming on once again, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. I'm blessed. Every day we can draw breath, we blessed. So that's what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. So let the people know. Let's break it down. Let them know where you from. How'd you start up? Like, how was you raised? How was your household? How many siblings in the house? Mom, dad. Just
Mhm.
take them. Just take them all the way back. You being introduced to our audience.
All
We
right.
know each other from behind the scenes and Facebook groups and things like that. But you haven't been formally introduced to the platform. So let them know what's going on, where you from, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. I grew up in South Memphis as a child. Spent my teenage years in Whitehaven. Most of my life, up to about 15, I was raised in two-parent household. Mother and father married, three sisters. Grew up in Memphis. Went to Bellevue Central High School. So, like I said, spent most of my time in South Memphis and Whitehaven. As far as how I was raised, I mean, just raised normal. I mean, as far as like a lot of people harp on the political stuff, but my whole thing about that is growing up politically. I mean, my parents were kind of politically agnostic to us. They didn't really push what they believe. I mean, looking back at it now as an adult, I can see where they believe. But my folks always told me, my mother and my father, two things: think for yourself. They were like, whatever we feel is what we feel, but you got to get out there in life and experience and feel something for yourself to decide who you are. And number two, don't give a damn what nobody think of you, because and that's true. I wasn't raised. I never believed in peer pressure. I never believed in following the crowd. I was just taught not to do that. So coming up in Memphis, got in my 20s, tried to stay there. It had a bunch of different experiences as far as jobs. Bought a couple houses there. Got divorced about 2018. Relocated to Dallas. During my life, I was diagnosed bipolar about age 9. Dealt with chronic disability problems most of my life, and I went through about an 8-year addiction to cocaine before I left Memphis. So when God spoke
Okay,
to
okay,
me,
okay. Hold
yeah,
on, George. Hold on. We got to
right,
break all that down. We just can't
right.
speed through all that. Okay, so
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I've been saying it for so long. It's
right,
just happened to me. So my fault. My fault.
it's all good. It's all good. So like, okay, we got how you came up, how you was raised, you brought up.
Mhm.
So let's go more to young adulthood, becoming a father, becoming a husband. Was
Right.
those things important for you as a black man, and where did that take you?
I never did the black man thing. I never thought
Okay,
him. I never. I mean, I was just like you, just a man.
okay,
Because the way I was raised and the way that life has showed me, I don't, and this is so hard for people. And I've learned this since the first of this year. A lot of people are lying by race, by melanin, and I've learned in life, in working and running political campaigns and running a nonprofit, dealing with people all over the world. It really don't matter. What matters is who you align with as far as your values, your ideology, not even your politics, but who best represents what you believe. I tried that. Okay. Over the past 8 years, I've run two political campaigns, one in Memphis, one in Dallas, where I was living. Black Democrats. It was bullshit. I'm sorry. The stuff they do is BS. The way they really act was BS. They never did nothing. All I heard was victimhood and stuff. And it's just like I had to start thinking, with what I'm trying to do with my nonprofit and my own personal ministry, is that what's going to help me? Is this what's going to help people? And it's not. Not that I resent anybody for what they believe. It's just that ain't for me. So I stopped
okay,
thinking
okay,
about
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay. I hear you, George. I hear you,
yeah,
George. But let's be totally honest right now. I mean, you're not on camera. The people can't see you. They see your avatar, but
right.
you actually are a quote unquote melanated person, right?
Of course, yeah, I've never
Okay,
denied
okay,
that.
okay. So
Yeah, I'm glad.
I was just saying things like that because you were saying it don't matter, and since you want to do that, um,
It really don't though, but I mean, it might matter to
we
some folks, but just my life experience, just in things. I'm 48. I done talk to folks. Just in my experience, that's cute. It's cute. Maybe 30 years ago it might have meant something, but just in protests I've been in, campaigns I've run, people I've dealt with, it may be third or fourth down on the list. What you need to be trying to align with in life are people that represent your values. Because here's the thing that black people finally need to understand, that we didn't know or we weren't taught or that was hidden from us. We are not a monolith. We sitting around all thinking, oh, we all vote Democrat. We all have a victim mindset. But as time goes on, especially since last August, when I really started just saying what I already always felt more publicly,
I noticed, man, they black folks don't believe in this. They black folks don't believe in this. We not all the same. And the thing,
We not, but George, let me just get this off. Okay, we're gonna just go right into it because I wanted to chop things down, but I
right.
love how you just so passionate about everything. So we're gonna get right into it. You said it don't matter, but in cases like the Carmelo Anthony situation, it's been cases and his counterparts had did this pretty much the same thing, and the verdict has been different. So does it matter in the Department of Justice?
Of course, it does matter to a degree. But here's my thing about Carmelo Anthony, because I've been talking about this for weeks. My whole thing about that is that I think that, and because I was living in near Frisco when it happened, and it was cool. Everybody was, but until people started injecting race in it, I think it would have been a better trial. And I think what happened is most people saw it for what it was, white and black, from my experience. But when you had these race baiting people and Carmelo Anthony Perrin got them hucksters in there and they started playing up all that stuff and folks got to all acting crazy, it messed the trial up. Now here's the thing. He confessed he's guilty. No doubt about that. Do I think that I think his lawyer did not give him the best representation, but that falls on the parents and the attorney. Uh, Do I think he deserved 35 years? He maybe deserved 20, but he guilty. But what I saw that really discouraged me is just like, it started about the time, it's a long story, about when Hulk Hogan died and Charlie Kirk died. I started seeing my people, well, what used to be my people, because I don't line with folks like that no more. It's like there was a lack of reverence for life. And when I was coming up, it was always at least a reverence for life, no matter what you believe. And when I started seeing that, especially out of the young folks, it's just like, man, it's kind of sick. And when I saw the Carmelo Anthony thing, it's like, ain't nobody thinking about that grieving father that lost his son. I'm a father before I'm a black man. I'm a Christian before I'm a black man. I don't believe in that. What I saw was a father who lost his son, regardless of the circumstances. And it's like nothing was brought on that. It was all about making this boy who made a punk decision into a victim. Now, when I heard the details about what happened, the first thing I thought was, where was his father? His daddy didn't lace him up no better than how to deal with this situation. You go back and take a knife to school. I don't have no sympathy for him. I hate he made the mistake, but that's his life. I damn sure don't have no sympathy for the parents. My thing is, who are the victims? So it's just like, as far as that goes, yeah, you can say whatever you want to say. Am I gonna say it was necessarily prudent that he got a non-black jury, because it was not all white, it was non-black. If you look at the things that went into it,
Okay,
it
that's
is
what
what
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right
but
there, George. You
okay.
you saying you saying it don't matter, but things you pointing out is like that kind of mattered. Like
Matters to but here's the thing though. All right, about juries. A lot of people say, why wasn't no black folks on the jury? If you know anything about Collin County, it's predominant white. They pick juries based off voter rolls. Okay,
right,
if
okay.
you assu- if you gonna assume, if you gonna claim the system is racist, but yet you think just because somebody has a non-black on the jury, I mean, it has a non-black jury, that they automatically gonna give you a guilty verdict, this just is racist. Now here's the thing. I know, I 90% of black folks I talk to on my stuff. Only maybe 5% be on the rah other stuff. And everybody was saying, even the other shows I do said, yeah, he's guilty. So you can't sit up here and assume if he had one or two brothers or
Okay, but
something.
look, you saying okay, guilty of unaliving or manslaughter.
Murder,
Mm.
murder. Ain't no manslaughter. Now the jury could have considered it, but I gotta understand something. You took a knife to a school where you weren't supposed to be. All right, that leads to premeditation of something you weren't supposed to be doing. None of it. The video was inconclusive. But here's what I'm saying. Just based off what I've heard, if they ask you to leave, you didn't leave. Fine. If somebody pushed you and you stab them, that's not self defense. That's not. I'm sorry, people. Y'all don't know the law. You can't respond in unequal force. That's murder. All right. It just is what it is. Anything other than that, y'all can take it and stick it. I don't want to hear that. Ain't no self defense. Ain't no well. It's like what people are doing, they constantly making everything a racial issue. Whereas when something legitimately racist happens, ain't nobody gonna care. It's like they playing the wolf that cried boy all the time. And I get that. I think the issue with him falls on his attorney and his personal behavior. It's like your daddy didn't lace you up for stuff like that. I got two sons, 16, 21. When they was young, I was telling them how to deal with situations like that. I called my 21-year-old. I said, tell me what you think about the situation. He wrote an essay about it. He said, dude just crashed out. They said it wasn't all that. He said, looking at the situation there, he should have got up and left. If he took a knife, he knew what he was gonna do. That's coming from a 21-year-old. So now everybody gonna see things the same. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
and as far as other cases, I don't when I do look at a case, because I've had four relatives get murdered, so I sat through murder cases. A lot of people don't really know a lot of like intricacies that go into them.
Right.
I looked at the other at another case, and I discussed it on another show. That was wrong. The guy only got 10 years. But here's the thing: I can't. You can't compare cases like that. You
Okay,
can't do it.
before we go into another case, I want to ask you about. It's real controversial as well. The Asian man Rick Chow and the convenience
Man,
store
they do.
situation.
He should have got found guilty of murder. That was
Okay,
murder.
okay. We're gonna get right into that. But
Right.
before that, let's get back to your life, to your personal life. Let's speak on how you came about with the American Thinker essays and the Meta papers. Like, can you break
Okay.
it down your overall vision and where is it now and where would you like it in the next 2 to 5 years?
Cool. I've always been a writer since I was seven, and I've written screenplays and stuff over the years. And I decided to finally sit down and write a book. Took me about 48 years, but I wanted to write something that really encompassed my philosophy based on my life experience. So the Meta Papers was born. So I've been writing a lot, doing stuff on Substack, and some people reached out to me from American Thinker, which is one of the world's leading conservative opinion venues. So they reached out to me. I sent them a couple submissions, and they published three essays Friday morning for the first time. So that's been a good thing too, and that's a little bit of a different audience. And I noticed what I'm getting there is different from what I'm getting here because that audience is mostly white conservatives. Okay, ain't much of us over there, which is a good thing because it allows me to be more fair in how I do things. Because what I notice I get from there is a lot of, well, we didn't know. Well, what does this mean? Well, what does that mean? A lot of them don't know. So it's an opportunity to educate and enlighten. So I'm taking it as that. It's something I enjoy doing. So that's how American Thinker came about. Meta Papers was just a personal passion project. My philosophy on everything from faith to fatherhood, things I've studied and experienced over the years. That's available on Apple Books, Barnes and Nobles, different venues like that. And I'm working on some screenplays. I'm constantly writing every day, so that's where this coming from. And Meta Papers came from when I started my recovery in 2018. Um, when I started to recover physically, mentally, spiritually, leave certain vices alone. I became an ordained minister, and God put in me to start my nonprofit Meta Association for 8 years. First thing out of my mouth has been Black male mental health for 8 years. Run seminars, taught mentoring programs. I taught a recidivism course for those that were just as affected. I've been constant for 8 years. But the thing is, when I go to my people and went to my people, they didn't care. You know what I'm saying? But I kept going. I've never gotten a donation in 8 years. I've never gotten a grant in 8 years. I kept this going off of blood. And it's at the point now I'm a shift focus. You know what I'm saying? I've had black people, prominent black people that run other nonprofits that I know that told me, George, take the black out your nonprofit. That's why you ain't getting no support. That's why you're killing yourself. So I've taken the black out and I just deal with all men. Now, in my heart, I will still have a certain um, uh, inkling to help my people, those who are really my people. But you have to take that out because it just doesn't pay out. So that's what meta comes from. The word meta is a Buddhist word meaning to include all. And so I've tried to do that in everything that I do.
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up. So you say it's available on Amazon and all other platforms, right?
Yeah, it's on Barnes and Noble, Apple Books. It's available in a few different languages. So if you just put in the Meta Papers by George P. Brooks, it'll come up. Um, and as far as American Thinker, you can go to americanthinker.com and put in my name, and my articles will come up. I should have some more stuff coming out, at least a few articles every week. And the thing I love about that is that that site has hosted some tremendous writers like Thomas Sowell is a gentleman I truly admire, a great scholar, black man, master in economics, speaks a lot about our issues. And just to know that, you know, my work is presented along his is really cool. So it's a good site. They do have it where you can click and listen to the essay instead of reading it. It's a lot of good stuff on there. And I'm always been an advocate for learning, for reading, for self study. So I think that's something that we need to do more as a people and as a society.
That's what's up, and that's why we got this platform to put you and others on. You feel me?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And I appreciate you once again. But let's get right back to all the you know touchy subjects, controversial.
There
I
you
feel
go.
like I feel like that's your niche, man. Because
Well, here's the thing about see, like people have used the word controversial. It's only controversial when you don't agree. That's the only
right,
time something become controversial. If everybody agreed with me, I would just be a regular dude. And I find a lot of times in terms of when we get down to it, we all want the same things. But the controversial thing, yeah, I get it. But it's only usually an issue when you don't agree or you don't like the person or something like that. But I get what you're saying.
but yeah, like I told you behind the scenes, that's what the viewers love. So
That's what they love. I'm gonna give them what
yeah,
they love. Let's go.
yeah. Let's
I
get
got.
right to it.
Yeah, I
Let's get
got.
right to it, man. Make
Yeah.
sure y'all like, share, and subscribe to Real Conversation Podcast and my boy George P. Brooks. Y'all can find him everywhere, man. He got what you need. If you to that political realm, he coming with it nonstop content every day.
I must, and let me say this too, brother. I don't mean to interrupt, but it's not just politics. I done worked in the wrestling business. I done worked in the anime business. I done worked in the video game business. I done so many things. Pretty much anything you want to talk about, it ain't got to be just politics. We can talk about mental health advocacy. I'm mental health first aid certified. We can talk about how to start a business. Anything. I don't. I lead with the politics, but there's so much more to me and to us as a people. I want to make sure that we don't let the political stuff become so divisive. We forget that we really have power when we do find common interests.
Right. That's why you forever welcome on the
Thank you.
show.
Thank you.
For sure. For sure. But okay, let's get right back to it. So if you haven't heard, I know y'all heard about store owner Asian man Rick Chow found not guilty of pretty much, unaliving a young 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton. And his back was turned. He was running away. He wasn't in the store when he shot him.
Hmm.
And he got found not guilty. So
Hmm.
let's get to that. Do you think? All right. You said I don't want to just make this all about the color of our skin. I'm just trying to really get a point across to where we living, the times in the Department of Justice, the justice system. If
Hmm.
this was another um race of young male,
Hmm.
would the verdict be different?
Possibly, but I think, my thing on that was murder. I mean, if you chase somebody down, shoot them in the back, yeah, that's murder. All right. So I'm not one of them people that's gonna sit up here. The thing about me, I don't follow no party line. I say what's right is right, and that was murder. If it had been another race, no, he probably wouldn't have. But I think what has happened in other races is that they've experienced what a lot of black folks have experienced, and I don't care how nobody feel about what I'm about to say. Man, nigga fatigue is real. And we as black folks, we done had it a lot longer. See, now the rest
Oh
of the
man.
now the rest of the world is starting to get it, and now we don't know how to react because we've been and had it. We've been and had it. Just be
Well,
honest.
hold on, George. For the viewers, break down the full definition of of that word you just said.
All right, nigga fatigue is real. You know how we have situations where we see some of us act in a way that's uncool. They do dumb things. It's like we all know it when we see it, and we've all felt that way. Look at what happened on Carnival Cruise Lines about last year about the stuff that was going on with their cruise lines. Now I got two friends right now on Carnival Cruise, about to go on Carnival Cruise, and they like, I don't know if I should go. I don't want to deal with that. No, it's real. It's been real. And it's like now other races starting to get sick of it too. And it's like, it's like, hey, we all get it now. So I think there's a civil war. I wrote, no, I can't spoil it. It's a civil war between black folks and niggas. Sorry.
Mm,
It is
mm,
what it is. You got those of us that are trying to be industrious, they're trying to do things, that know how to deal with our emotions and the situations. Then you got niggas that do stupid stuff, like how a lot of those people were acting outside of that Carmelo Anthony thing, acting damn fools. I don't want to deal with them. I deal with black folks. I don't want to deal with niggas. I just don't. It's counterproductive. It's dangerous. It's more of us than it is them, and the whole world getting sick of them. And it strikes me to what's the guy's name, Larry Reed, that said something about going back to Africa. I wrote a whole essay about that. Go. I got some garbage bags. I help y'all pack. Go to Africa and see if they ain't waiting on the shoreline with their guns, because they don't want you over there either. But go and do what you
Hold
want to
on,
do, man.
see, George, you can't say that
I've
because
already talked to people. I think I got friends in Nigeria. I talked to them about this for
I'm
months. And
saying in Ghana they giving out free goddamn citizenship.
yeah,
Free
they giving out citizenship. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about this. These people just think they just gonna pull up in Africa and it's gonna be. First of all, your black dollar really don't mean nothing. All right. So you taking over there, you got to build a whole new economy. They don't have the infrastructure. People folks think they're gonna go over there and pull up a Chick-fil-A. Ain't no Chick-fil-A's over there. And folks over there don't want you there. For one, you it's like Wakanda is not real, people. It's like when that happened with the Carmelo Anthony thing, and especially Larry Reed said something about going to Wakanda. It's like, bruh, slow down a little bit. If you want to go, go. I think Trump could use this to save the country. Let Carnival Crew bail out Carnival Crew. Let them take all them niggas over there to Africa. Bye, leave them. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go, go. But I'm tired of seeing people, say I hate
but can you
America.
can you be mad at people for wanting an option though? You sound like you mad at people
I'm
for
not mad. I'm like, go though. That's what I'm saying. If you
okay.
gonna do it, do it. I'm not the kind of dude that's gonna sit up here and talk about things for 5 years. If you that serious, do it. Otherwise, you just talking stuff. That's my whole thing. If you gonna
Okay.
do something, do it. Hey, where's your plan? Where's your finance plan? Like this dude sat up here and said all this stuff, ain't had no plan or nothing. I'm a person of action. I don't like rhetoric without action. So here's my thing: if you want to come out and try to make yourself go viral and do all this rah rah stuff, then have a plan. Hey, where's your group of investors that's gonna make this happen? Where's this? Where's that? Otherwise, you just running your mouth, man. I'm sick of it, and that's a problem I encountered a lot with dealing with some quote unquote my people politically. I
Okay,
was
well,
in.
okay, hold on. Let's get to the next segment.
All right,
Because you just said the famous words, my people.
right.
So I know you sent me some like throughout the week before the show, and you was telling me how like quote unquote your people be calling you coons and all out your name.
Uh,
And how you feel about that? Like deep down, like when the camera's off, when you turn the app off, do you take that personal or
it's
how you
funny to
feel?
me now. It's funny to me now. So somebody said something about my sons earlier. I said it to my sons. They laugh and they like, "What's wrong with these people, man?" It doesn't upset me. It doesn't bother me because I look at the source. Here's the thing about that. Typically, when you counter those people, that I've met a lot of people that don't agree with me, and we have an intelligent conversation back and forth. But typically, I post some, or I just hear Coon, Uncle Tom, what they call Boot Luca, Uncle Ruckus, and I'm like, if that's the first thing out your mouth, if that's the first thing out your mouth, your daddy should have shot you on your mama's lower back and kept it moving because you have nothing to bring to the discussion. Go on with that. We don't entertain that. Go on. If that's the first thing out your mouth, you ain't brought no points, no arguments, no discernment, no nothing. If I say something you don't agree with, ask me why. Ask me to elaborate or bring in your opinion and your experience. But when you just start off that coon and I ain't nobody trying to hear that. That's some little boy stuff. And I can't stand when I see men doing that. It's like it's the real side. Ain't nobody trying to hear that. So people not gonna waste their time trying to explain things to people who not gonna understand anyway.
Yeah, okay. I feel you. But
Yeah, you know.
I feel like this been a good talk, man. I don't want to keep you for that much longer, but
I ain't got number time right now, so I mean it's just whatever. Because I'm sure we can do voluminous episodes, and I'm willing to
right,
do
right,
that.
right, right.
Yeah,
I'm down to see. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say with you. That's what I'm trying to get in your ear, George. Like I rock with you. I like your opinions. I don't agree with a lot of your opinions,
yeah.
but that's what make good conversations, real conversations. So
Well,
it's like
the thing is, we got to get over thinking as black people that we are supposed. See, the Democrats made us think and fooled us into thinking we all the same. We all supposed to love them. We've been tipping one side of the boat politically for generations and wonder why we keep going in circles. Every other race can have Republicans, centrists, leftists, and their races are more represented. We the only race that I can think of in the world to sit up there and sit on one side of the boat and piss and moan about why we ain't getting nowhere. So why can we not have black Republicans that can sit up there and represent black Republicans and us on the left, and along with our black Democrats, and we be fully represented and truly get somewhere as a people?
right. I
Why
was
do you
just
have
going.
to come? Yeah, it's like you can be black and you can be poor, you can be a pimp and run the store, and you still black, but you black conservative. All of a sudden, you ain't black. You can't call
Yeah.
me black. I done more for black folks than most of these people that sit up here and want to say something. And then they don't do it intelligently. So as long as we keep listening to that noise, we never gonna get anywhere as a people. Just not.
But yeah though, but I hear everything you saying, my guy. But I was trying to just get at like possibly maybe you can come on the network once a week. Like I would like to give you my platform and share my platform with you. Give you a 30 minutes every week, every
I,
Wednesday or something.
I would be honored, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I feel like yo message, like it's so raw and it's so like straight to the point. It's so like different. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people your age and your age group, your demographic, they not really like coming at your angles. So it's
Well,
going, it's going, it's going,
I,
it's going to tick a lot of people off. That's what I'm trying to get at.
I don't care nothing about that, man.
Yeah.
I don't care. I got people out there that love me, can't stand it. That's okay. The thing is a friend of mine noticed this. Like I'll send her DMs over the past year what I've been doing, and she's like, a lot of people feel how I feel, but they can't say nothing because they'll lose their job. Their wife will leave. I had around the holidays so many folks saying, I voted for Trump. My grandmama told me don't come back for Thanksgiving no more. If you think that people like me are an anomaly, that black people that think like me are rare, you are sorely mistaken. It's just they ain't been saying nothing. So if I got to step up and be the voice and represent them, I do that. But it's a lot more people that think like me then think like the people, then think like these sissified D.L. Hugleys and Don Lemons and Roland Martins and Ricky Smiles and all these sissified zesty men that think they represent us. We don't have black representation. We don't. Nobody represents us. Okay? Never really has. It's not since civil rights movement. These, and then Malcolm X warned us in the 60s. He said the white liberals gonna use celebrities to keep y'all in chains. And I swear this is what he doing. Who the hell cares what a celebrity thinks about something important? Other races
Yeah,
don't do
but
that.
sometimes though, George, sometimes celebrities have good resources. You know what I'm saying? Like they have.
And they halfway using them. Man, come on. I don't want to hear from no celebrity about something important. I want to hear from a policymaker. I want to hear from a
Yeah.
stakeholder. I want to hear from a real community leader. I don't give a damn what Cardi B got to say about nothing.
I hear you. I
Why?
hear you.
And we spend more time talking about that. How many folks know about Cardi B but don't know who Thomas Sewell is? That's a damn shame. I
That's
wrote an
why.
essay
That's
around
why we
black.
need you. That's why.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah, I wrote a whole essay. And like every Black History Month, I do special projects for my sons and I write different papers. I wrote a whole essay about black conservatives throughout history. Ain't nobody studying it.
Okay.
It's like people love to be stupid. But I write something about Drake or some stupid rap mess. Everybody
Right.
know who that is. But you
Right.
write something about something. Yeah, come on,
You just
man.
gotta put the medicine in the candy. You feel me? You gotta know how to. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Yeah, but man, I don't
That's how the world is now.
know.
You know that. You know that.
Yeah.
You all the content you put up. You know it's gonna hit more than other topics. You know
And,
that.
and and it's funny who it's hidden with. It's like most of my platform has been prose and the written word. I'm starting to switch over to audio and do different things, but it's
Mhm.
like people don't even read no more.
Right.
It's like if you don't read, how can you intake information? You being educated, entertained, and indoctrinated by 30-second click clock TikTok clips and thinking you know something and you don't.
I hear you, but that's
And, and,
that.
and yeah.
People. Most people learn visually though.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's okay to learn visually, but if you it's like people don't have a sense of discernment. I'm sorry. I wasn't raised to just look at 30 seconds and say, "Oh, okay, now I know." I was
Yeah,
taught
of
to
course,
take
of
my time.
course.
And it's
Do the
like we had
research.
yeah, and black people, we have really killed our notion of critical thinking. We don't think critically. It's like we just been bred out of us, and we a lot of us. I ain't gonna say all of us, because I think a lot of people that really on it don't like me because that's really the minority. But I think most people are learning to kind of slow down, read, question information. Just because D.L. Hughley says something, don't mean I'm gonna believe it any more than if Donald Trump says something. I'm still gonna research it. And it's like people don't want to take the time to do that, but they'll spend 4 hours on the podcast saying something, but won't spend 4 minutes doing no research. And as long as you do that, you're not gonna have any power. You don't have
Okay. Oh,
knowledge.
okay. Speaking of kids, you keep bringing up this name. Speaking of people like DL Hughley, Ricky Smiley, all
Roland
them people
Martin,
you
Don
named,
Lemon,
Roland
yeah,
Martin. Do you
Van,
think? Do
Van
you think?
Jones, that
Do
type.
you think they are being like secretly underhand paid by the Democratic Party
Man,
to push
secretly
certain
none.
narrative?
Man, they the Democrat sluts. They the
Oh
Democrats
man.
little hoes. They do whatever they. Hey, we need to we need you to get black women riled up. Van Jones talk all that pro black stuff, but he found a white woman to get pregnant. You know what I'm saying? Roland
Yeah.
Martin sit up there and say a whole bunch of nothing. Don Lemon, you know what that is. And Ricky Smiley, he need to deal with his stuff with his own son. Just
Right.
stop playing, man. When we gonna look at people like Thomas Sowell? I keep bringing them up because I've been reading about him. We gonna bring up other people like that that we can kind of not necessarily follow or deify. It's especially the Obamas. I got my own feelings about them, but when we gonna start looking at the other side of the coin, so we see what we really spending, and we not. As long as you keep voting in one way without really objectively looking at other sides and everything, you are castrating yourself socially, mentally, emotionally, and financially. When black folks talk about boycotting something, I laugh. We are 14% of the population. We spend more than anybody, but we own less. Your dollar has no value. Most of us don't spend money on things that are really going to be assets and not liabilities. We buy cars, we buy stupid stuff. We don't buy land. We don't invest in ourselves. So when we boycott some, these companies don't flinch. They're like, we're not gonna miss Ray Ray's $20 today
But
because your
we
power,
got
your
the
money.
black dollar. You keep saying it's not value, but it's worth over trillions of dollars. We
But here's what
spend
I'm saying:
money.
what's behind it? What's behind it other than consumer goods? We're consumers. We're not manufacturers. We don't own anything that's real. It's different kind of money. $1 trillion of money on one room and $1 trillion in another room are different. What's backing that money? Is it commodities? Is it investments? Is it assets? Or is it just nigga shit?
I hear you. I hear you.
So
I
one
hear you.
trillion dollars and $1 trillion are not the same thing. And we not learning that. That's what's gonna
Okay.
give us power. You got to understand we're only 14% of the population. You got to be as fortified as you can be. And that's why it's so important that we embrace our brothers on the right and left so we can be better represented. Because right now, what the Democrats want to do, they want to slide in the Hispanics. They're like, black folks kind of on their way down the toilet as far as our voting base. I think we done got everything we can get out there, little girl. So this gonna bring the Mexicans over and make them mad and fight for them so we can push them on out the way.
Yeah.
Man, that's what's happening. That's what's
That's for,
happening. So,
that's for sure.
you have
But
to think like that.
yeah, but we got real man. I know these clips is gonna really take off for sure. But
Right.
before we end it on this, the first part of many, we got a lot of stuff coming up. We're gonna talk about it behind the scenes though. But
Yeah.
uh just end it because you in the beginning you said you was homeless and you was addicted to cocaine or whatever.
Right. I
So
had a lot of stuff happen. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh
let people know a person that's in your situation, one of your past situations when you was at your lowest and
uh
doing bad. What advice would you give them to continue and have hope?
okay. I tell you this is what I tell my son, so my son saw it. And it's what I tell everybody. And this relates to black conservatism and black liberalism. It was on me. When I was rock, I had two heart attacks in 1 week and was homeless on the street in the cold. And you know what? I looked up at God and I said, you know what? Yeah, stuff happened, but I got to see what was my part. What do I need to do? It wasn't about victimhood. It wasn't no, well, the white man, oh, then it wasn't none of that slave thinking bullshit. It was what I got to do as a man to get myself out this situation. And we have not taught ourselves, we have forgotten how to do that. And we raising a bunch of punk ass boys who every time something like we call Mel and answer, oh, that baby. Man, soon we do that. If we gonna do that, man, just gone erase this generation until we develop a sense of accountability, personal accountability. You can't even talk about the white man because you ain't dealt with yourself yet. And that's what spurred my recovery was accountability. I wouldn't be alive if I first two things that I rebuilt in myself was accountability and my faith in God. That's what started everything. So I just want to take that to people. Be accountable. Am I saying stuff don't happen? Of course not. Am I saying that systemic racism has not affected us? Of course it has. Maybe not to the degree that people have led themselves to believe, but it's there. But here's the thing. So what? What you gonna do about it? You gonna sit there and whine about it, or you gonna find ways around it? You gonna find ways under it? It's gonna be out there. But the way we going with some of this stuff and this civil war we dealing with, hell, they already got most of these folks in chains mentally and metaphorically. So be accountable, try to treat people right, remember what's important, and just keep it moving.
All right, for sure. Let them know where to find you, man. It's been real, man. Until next time.
They can find me on Facebook. I'm a George P. Brooks. I got some other stuff going. You check out the Meta Papers. You can Google it. George P. Brooks. I got a podcast I've been doing called Musings on Spotify. I've seen links where you can repost them. So I'm doing a lot of things. I'm doing some things with Turning Point. I just accepted a position with them as a city chairman. I'm doing some programs that's really going to affect the Black community. They are very, very active. Charlie Kirk started their organization back in college to help minority communities. They've been doing good work, but of course, people are ignorant and don't research, and they think the man's a racist, and he's not. He did that in college. What have you done? So I've got some good programs that's going to deal with trades. That's going to deal with. I got a marriage rejuvenation program for Black people. Working on financial literacy. All those kind of things I've been working on. And but hopefully, we can get past the name calling and the cooning and all that mess. We can get to something that's really gonna help us as a people. Because as long as we doing all this stuff and listening to all these race betas and so-called pastors and all this mess, instead of focusing on accountability and getting where we need to be as a diaspora, yeah, you taking yourself out the game.
All right, man. That's it. 'Cause, hey, it's been real. I'll just know you're gonna get a lot of mentions this week coming up. We'll put you in
Yep.
all the clips.
Thank
And
you.
it's been real, man. Until next time. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Y'all stay blessed.
All right, all right. There y'all have it. That was George P. Brooks. That was the introduction. Y'all will be seeing more of him on the channel, on the platform, on the network. You never know. He might have his own show soon. You heard what he said. He's doing a lot of things in the community. He wants a platform because he got a lot of things to say, man. He got a lot of helpful things to say. When you can get past a lot of, just get past a lot of things. Maybe his verbiage, maybe the way he coming about it, but break it down like he mean well. He a good man. He got a good uplifting story for the not even just for the young Black male, for all males in general. So he doing his thing. He welcome back anytime. Like I said, he will be back real soon. And till next time, man, we appreciate y'all. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on all platforms, audio and visual, Spotify, Apple Podcasts as well. And it's been real. Till next time, we appreciate everybody, every like, every dislike. It's been real, man. We gone.